Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Wednesday the 10th of June. Okay, so looking at the euro dollar first, and basically from daily perspective, yesterday we put in a doji there, which is a point of indecision. Quite a odd day yesterday. We saw it was certainly a game of two halves in terms of the price action, but we'll come on to that in a moment. But for now, looking at it, it's, as I say, that there are signs of weakness when you get these sort of dojis coming in there. As the market got the strength to push up any further or not? At the moment, it's, certainly from the 4-hourly bars, it's certainly with the shooting star going in. It looks like another doji going in on a 4-hourly potentially, although it's obviously not finished yet. But these bars certainly look relatively weak. As we come down to the 60-minute chart, I've really just drawn a trend line on the bottom there. I think if it starts breaking that, we could well be heading for the hourly 50 and maybe even down towards yesterday's lows again. Certainly when game of two halves, yesterday we saw it sell off most of the morning, and it's recovered most of the way through the afternoon session. In fact, cable, which we'll move on to next, it recovered even better. Okay, looking at the bigger time frames for a cable. And as you can see, it's in a sort of a chop zone, but it's looking like it wants to push on higher now. It's yesterday's recovery left us well, saying that's a hanging man, but we've gone through the top of the hanging man, so sort of for me that kills the effect of the candle. If it's going to be bearish, it's too late. It's already continued at the moment. There is the potential running up into that daily 21 there. We've also got the prior highs pretty close, and we've effectively pipped into them, and certainly the high of where the close was, and we've seen a reaction off that so far this morning. Now if we come down to 60 here, and you see it's sold off quite a bit from that point. Now if we see a continuation to the downside, there is a chance we could come back down towards that daily pivot at around about 153.42, some in that region. If it really gets a wiggle on, it could even get down towards back to that weekly pivot. Certainly, we've got a chance of coming down quite a way there at the moment. As I say, looking weak at this point of the day. So. But let's just look at the upside potential. Well, there's you really need to go to the bigger charts here, and as I say, the around about the 54.50 would be a target towards the upside, and maybe back towards that 200 at 55.02. Again, 55 probably being an area you can see from the prior highs here, etc. Around about just short of the 55, but around about 55 you're going to be finding it's a bit of a pivotal area again, just as we saw around 51.53, where price spent a lot of time finding resistance and support. Right, okay, so at the moment looking like it may roll. We'll see how it goes. If euro rolls, the cable may just be following. Dollar yen, we've seen a significant amount of strength come into yen overnight. It's managed to catch its monthly pivot, which is statistically made me happy. Also seeing it bounce off the 21 there at the moment, so certainly seen a bounce off that from a 60-minute point of view. It just pulling up a little bit at the moment. Good machine orders, I think, helped towards this huge change here. There were comments that they're not too worried about the weaker yen. It's actually helping at the moment. So, that in itself, ironically, has made the yen slightly stronger. But we could see a bounce from this region. Okay, moving on then. Finally, with the Aussie dollar. Now, the Aussie dollar, there was quite bearish remarks being made earlier on, but we've seen a bounce from that point. Doji sat in there yesterday in decision, but today it seems to have wanted to rally somewhat, pushing up towards where it's just hitting to the 4-hourly 100 MA, just fractionally short of it. The upper bands are now chart here, if it was to push up further, it's still got the charge back towards the daily 21 as a possibility. Realistically, as it's hanging up here, well, if the other markets start rolling over, I think the Aussie will follow. Up until now, we'd had that sort of benchmark area, resistance area, where it's just peaked through and closed above this area. There is, as I said yesterday, lots of support around the 76 area and the 75.50 area, but every time price gets anywhere near it, we're seeing quite big rallies. At the moment, this isn't necessarily on good news, this movement here, so we as I say, we could see a rollover at some point of this, but it's not really giving me a signal either way. I mean, it did a pivot swing, it's worked off the pivot swing in terms of price action. There's a chance if it continues to shove up, well, we could head up back towards the monthly pivot. There's resistance levels on the way, really. This R2 area at 77.62, but the way the other markets are looking, as I say, the potential is more likely it will move back into the previous range. Okay, that's it for me. News-wise today, we've got we've already had the Reserve Bank of Australia's governor speaking. We've got manufacturing production, quite a key figure for you, the pound there at 9.30. Often see some decent moves coming from that. And that's just about it. We've got Bank of England Carney speaking at 9 o'clock this evening at the Mansion House dinner, which quite often, I mean, in the past we've seen some quite strong moves coming from such speeches. So 9 p.m. may get a bit of volatility around the pound, but that's a long way off. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.